Hello, welcome back. For those who are new, I'm Georgie. Welcome to the channel. We have the most fun around here. We have so much fun. What do? We react to new music. We talk about books. I give you excellent recommendations for books that you should definitely listen to. And we do fun vlogs and we just talk about life sometimes, you know? It's a great fun time and you should subscribe and join. Today we have a very exciting video on my part because we're talking about books. Apologies for the lighting and apologies I'm not wearing any makeup because guess what? I didn't want to. So I'm not. So deal with it. Today, sorry, I didn't mean, that sounded mean. Today I want to talk about fantasy books. I am a big fantasy reader. It's probably my favorite genre. I read everything, pretty much everything except for crime. Not that I'm completely against crime, but I'm just like, I don't really care too much. But fantasy, I love, and I have since I was little. And I just wanted to bring some light to there's obviously BookTok has taken over with the fantasy recommendations these days. We've got your ACOTAR, we've got your Fourth Wing. Don't get me wrong, these books, incredible. If you want, some good fantasy reads, go read them. However, they all have a couple things in common. They're full of smut, which again, each their own. If you love that, go for it. I love a bit of smut here and there. I love those books. I'm not dissing on those books at all. But there are other fantasy books that are, oh my god, there's a spider. There's a spider on my books. There's so many cobwebs on my books, I'm actually getting so mad. Wherever that spider is, you better run, dude. Australia, am I right? Anyway, I don't know where that spider went, but still living in my room, in my private personal space. There's nothing wrong with those books. I love those books. However, I have read some really incredible fantasy books that I don't see being talked about enough. And so if you're looking for something new, they're all trilogies I've got here. I absolutely loved these series and I just want to talk about them. So if you wanted some variety in your fantasy books, if you're like, oh, I would like to read something with a little bit more fantasy, a fun plot, whatever, this is where you should go. I'm going to start with the most recent one that I just finished because it was incredible and it's taken over my brain space, and I just got from one of my family members the newest book. I didn't even realize there was a new book out, and there is, and you best believe I'm about to make that my personality for the next 3 years. That was a very specific number, but that is A Darker Shade of Magic. Okay, so by V.E. Schwab. She also wrote, what's it called? The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Fun fact, I actually didn't love The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue at all, but I didn't realize that it was the same author. And then I got halfway through this and I was like, this is excellent. Who is this author? And I went, oh, interesting. So she slayed with this, which just goes to show that, you cannot like some work of an author's and absolutely adore another. Art is subjective. Everything is subjective and you don't have to like it all. However, there's 3 books. There's 3 books in this series and there's a 4th one out now. I don't know when it came out, but it's out. This book, I'm going to read the blurb of the first one. Let me just entice you with a little bit of the blurb. Kel, we love Kel. Kel is one of the last travelers, magicians with the rare ability to travel between parallel universes connected by one magical city. There's Grey London without magic and ruled by the mad King George III. Red London, where magic is revered and where Kel was raised alongside the heir to the empire. White London, where people fight to control the remaining magic and magic fights back. And once there was Black London. Dun dun dun! Oh, doesn't that just sound incredible? So we've got magic, and I'm gonna be honest, fantasy books, they're all full of magic, but I've never really read something about like a magician before. Wait, that's a lie. Because every fantasy book has someone with powers. Okay, that wasn't really true. But like, he's a magician, but not in an annoying way. Also, like parallel universes, I haven't really read something with parallel universes, so this is all very new and very different for me. This book is incredible. It's so good. It has everything that you could ever want. A bunch of different storylines, and they're all very intriguing characters. It's got a romance plot through the whole thing, and it's a great one. It's an excellent one. There's no smart, I don't think, but you don't need it. The romance is written so well and so beautifully that you forget that there's no smart. Trust me when I tell you, you don't need smart in these books. It's incredible. All of the fantasy tropes that you love are in there. There's excellent fight scenes. The storyline, the plot is so full of depth. And there's so many plot twists, you will literally be on the edge of your seat. I finished like all of these within a week. I'm not even kidding. It took me a while to read them, and then I read them in a week because they were so good. And no one's talking about them. So pick them up right now and read them and tell me what you think, because they're so good. They're so good, okay? What the heck? Someone read these. That's the first one. You have to read it. It's incredible. Take my word for it. Go read it. Okay, the next one is another trilogy, and what I did with this one is I'm about to talk about another series, but another series which is my favorite fantasy series of all time. I looked up on TikTok books similar because I was really missing the vibes of that series. I don't have it here, and it's also an 8-book series, so I was like, I don't have time to get into it. And someone recommended this. Oh my god, it's so full of dust, I'm so sorry, but it's called Furyborn. It's so dusty. I need a bookshelf. My books have just been on the floor and they're getting full of dust. I'm sorry. It's called Furyborn. Let's just read the back, shall we? There's also 3 books. They look like this. Good size. Also like great size for these trilogies. We love a trilogy. Not too much, not too little. Perfect. Let's read the back, shall we? When assassins ambush her best friend, Riel Darden. Riel? Oh yes, her name was Riel. Sorry, I read this last year, so I couldn't remember her last name. Risks everything to save him, exposing herself as one of a pair of prophesized queens, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she is the Sun Queen, Riel must endure 7 elemental magic trials. If she fails, she will be executed, unless the trials kill her first. 1,000 years later, the legend of Queen Riel is a fairy tale to Eliana Farracora. I never read these names out loud, so just leave me alone. A bounty hunter for the undying empire, Eliana believes herself untouchable until her mother vanishes. To find her, Eliana joins a rebel captain and discovers that the evil at the empire's heart is more terrible than she had ever imagined. As Riel and Eliana fight in a cosmic war that spans millennia, their stories intersect, and the shocking connections between them ultimately determine the fate of their world and of each other. Dun dun dun! Doesn't that sound incredible? Look at the dust. I'm so sorry. But doesn't that sound absolutely incredible? Oh, this one. So good. We've got two different storylines happening at the same time, which you would think too much happening. No, not enough happening. Just the right amount happening. And oh god, sorry, that thing is really annoying me that it's on an angle. And they're both very complicated characters. The depth in both of the storylines is incredible. The world building is amazing. There's so many plot twists. There's romance in all 3 of them. Incredible romance, incredible plot lines, incredible story structure. Okay? So it's 5 out of 5. Both of these series, I would rate 5 out of 5. I loved them. Again, I read these within a week because I gobbled it up because it was so good. Go get it. I don't know why no one's talking about it either, because it's incredible. Go get it right now. The next one is talked about a lot on Book Talk, but it's not talked about enough, and that's Six of Crows. I love this duology. I have put so many people onto this duology. Sorry, it's so dusty. I'm so sorry. My sister doesn't even like fantasy books, and I told her to read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and she loved it. Just letting y'all know. So if you don't think that you like fantasy series, think again. Think again and read this book. It's about a heist. Oh, do you want me to read the back? I'll read the back. Criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist, break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Kaz's wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, A heartrender using her magic to survive the slums. A thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. 6 dangerous outcasts. 1 impossible heist. Together, they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. Oh my god, sign me up! Doesn't that sound... The dust flying is insane. I'm gonna feel it going into my lungs. Doesn't that sound incredible? Again, no smart, so I feel like people don't talk about it as much as they should. It is part of the Shadow and Bone series. I actually never finished the Shadow and Bone series because I didn't love it as much as I loved this. And I read Six of Crows first. So when I read Shadow and Bone, I wasn't as interested. My bad. But incredible. This and just one other book, The Crooked Kingdom. So good. Love. Read it now. Then I want to talk about, everybody knows ACOTAR, right? Everybody's talking about ACOTAR. Everybody's reading ACOTAR. But I would like, and Crescent City is having its moment to shine at the moment. Rightly so, I'm reading the second Crescent City book at the moment, but it's very good. However, I want to put some respect on my favorite fantasy series ever, and I don't want to hear any criticisms of it. And I think it's Sarah J. Maas's best fantasy series, and no one talks about it enough, and that is the Throne of Glass series. If you liked ACOTAR, if you're liking Crescent City, you need to go back and read Throne of Glass. The storyline in that series, there's 8 books. I know it seems like a lot, but let me tell you, it will rip your heart right out. I have also gotten a lot of people hooked on that series because it's so good. So many interlocking stories and characters, and all of the characters have a backstory. All of the characters intersect in the most wonderful ways. You have heart, you have enemies, you have, incredible fight scenes, you have intrigue, plot, all you could ever want in one series. You have to read it, please. If you have read Throne of Glass, let me know down the bottom, and I might do a video talking about Throne of Glass because I loved it so much. But go read that series, please. It's so incredibly good. God, it's so good. Okay, that is the video. It's a short one, but no one is talking about those series enough, and I just wanted to, especially the first 2, I have not heard a single word. Except for I found this on a TikTok. I did some digging to find this. And I have not heard a single word on either of those. And it's making me mad because I love them and I need to talk about them with people. So read them and start making TikToks about them. But yes, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed. And comment down below what your favorite parts were and if you've read these series and what you think of them. Please go read them. They're so incredible. They're so good, please. Okay. I'm going now. Bye.